Hello from Misano. The first qualifying session is about to get underway, and that will give those riders who didn't make it into the top 10 during free practice yesterday yet another chance. It's going to be good weather for this session, and the heat is raising the temperature of the asphalt considerably, and this will please the riders. They won't have to spend too much time getting heat into their tyres.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to some more MotoGP 15. This is KPG-GOONER 14 here, and this is part number 2 of our custom championship with Cal Crutchlow. And in today's part, the circuit that's come up because we randomised the tracks is San Marino. Now San Marino is a very technical, difficult track, but it's got some really good fast sections on it. It's a track that I have had some success in previous races on this game, but we're going to try our hardest and try and put us at the front of the grid if we can. So let's get into this first qualifying session and see if we can get to the second one. Here we go. Right, so here we go with the first qualifying session, and so far we've only come up with a time that's fast enough for third. We have switched back to the pits a few times and made little adjustments here and there. We're finding these really slow speed, tight corners really challenging on this circuit. I think it's mainly because I've only done this circuit on Moto 2 and Moto 3, and now we're on the GP bikes. They carry a hell of a lot more speed for the corners, and that is making it a little bit more tricky to judge the braking for the corners. But hopefully if we can get a good time in this lap here, because we've only got just over 4 minutes to go, we can take it through to the second session. We have to finish in the top 2, and hopefully we can push the top guys and try and get a good position on the grid. But at the moment, let's check what the split time is. Are we running quicker? Let's have a look. So yes, oh god dear, we're nearly 0.9 of a second quicker so far. So hopefully this should be taking us with a time through to the second session. That would be absolutely brilliant, but I'm probably going to have to make a few more adjustments to the bike. I'm not totally happy with it. And now we've got tyre wear on. We've got obviously we've put it on light damage, because I don't know why, but I found when it was on full damage you only had to make slight collisions here and there, and that would affect the bike. So we've gone for light damage, and also we've got engine malfunctions and failures on as well. So, oh god, what the hell, I almost smacked straight into a rider going back into the pits there. Hopefully that doesn't affect the time. We had to put the brakes on a bit. Is that going to be fast enough? Yes, we've managed to get first position. Let's just go back to the pits and see if that's fast enough. Right, so we go to the end of the session. There's only a few minutes left. Is that fast enough? Yes. So that takes us through to the second qualifying session. That's absolutely brilliant. I can't believe how I managed to dodge that bike right at the end there. That was so close. But we've got the time. Let's go through to the second session, make a few adjustments to the bike, and hopefully get it right and challenge the top guys on the second session. Here we go.
Hello to all the MotoGP fans tuning in. The second qualifying session is about to begin, and the riders who've been resting up in their garages are now ready to take to the track.
So here we are on the second qualifying session, and so far we've had to make a few more tweaks to the bike to improve the speed around the corners, and the bike was slightly a little bit unstable under braking in the first qualifying session. So I've made a few adjustments. Hopefully I have improved that, but so far we've only managed to get a time that's fast enough for 5th. And although 5th wouldn't be the end of the world, that will be a challenge off the mark, because we know that the Repsol Honda and the Yamaha have a little bit more acceleration, and that will put us behind. So we want to try and get in the top 3 if we can. So we're going to try one more attempt to try and put in a decent lap time to at least get in that top 3, because I really want to win this race at San Marino. It is a circuit that I do like, and also the weather conditions aren't bad. Because we've got the weather conditions on random, we don't know what sort of conditions or what track we're going to get next. So getting another 25 points would be absolutely brilliant. But we'll see what we can do. So far, I'm not sure whether we're on par to get a faster time. At the moment, I think it's about the same sort of time I was running before. Let's see what the split time is when we come down this last couple of bends here. See if we're faster. Oh god, almost ran it off onto the curb there. Oh, so we're 0.3 quicker so far. So if we can just finish these last 2 corners really fast, hopefully we can get in that top 3, because we haven't got enough time to go another lap. Come on, let's see what this time's going to be. Please be pole. This has been quite quick. Last, oh, we're just going to go over the line. Brilliant. So I think we've got pole position. That's absolutely brilliant. I was not expecting that, but we'll double check. We'll have a look at the qualification times. And look at that. We have managed to get pole position just ahead of Marquez. That is absolutely amazing. I wasn't expecting that. I really couldn't get a faster time in fifth in most of the session. So that was a really good finishing lap to the end of the session. And we've managed to get first on the grid. So let's get into this race and really nail this start and try and get into the lead. Here we go.
Good afternoon from the Marco Simoncelli World Circuit in Misano, where the MotoGP race is about to begin. The skies over the track are clear, and the latest weather reports are telling us that temperatures will be as expected for this time of year.
Right, so here we go with our second race in our custom championship. I'm really looking forward to this one around San Marino. We've got perfect weather conditions, and the only thing I was thinking that may have an effect is there's a lot of tight corners, so there's going to be a lot of heavy braking. How much is that going to have an effect on the tyre wear, and will that really affect us going into that final lap if we are within a chance to win this Grand Prix? We're going to have to wait and see, and let's get into this race and just hope for the best. Here we go. Right, so here we go with the San Marino Grand Prix. Can we beat Marquez off the mark? Not like we did in the first part. He flew out the traps like a bullet. Let's see if we can get a better start and get ahead of him into that first corner. That's not bad. Can we hold it? This is going to be close. Yes, we beat Marquez into the first corner. That's exactly what I wanted at the start of this Grand Prix. So hopefully we can settle into our rhythm now and put in the times that we were getting in that final qualifying session and hopefully get a lead. Also, we've got to consider in this race is how much tyre wear is going to affect us going into that final lap, because we know there's a lot of heavy braking zones in this race, and especially on the back tyre, so we're going to have to be careful. We conserve the tyres as much as we can going into that final lap, because we don't want to lose the race if we're leading this Grand Prix because our back end is shot to pieces. But so far we've taken the first on this first lap. It's been quite smooth, so if we can carry on like this going into the second lap, we should be alright. And I'm not sure how much that's going to affect us, but we'll just have to wait and see. Oh god, felt the back end squirm a bit there as I tapped on the power, but that's trying to open the fall through the section. We can probably get up to about 100, just over 150 mile an hour down into this last few corners. Really try and get a gap here, get the brakes on. That's quite smooth. That's excellent. Exactly how smooth we wanted it. Right, this is a really slow corner. Just try and tap the power on, not too early. Oh, that's really smooth. That's what we wanted again. Right, we're getting into this final corner. This has been an absolutely supreme first lap. Couldn't have asked for better. We should be just ahead of Marquez, but I can hear him. He's just behind me. So we haven't managed to gap the others too much in this first lap. There's only 0.1 of a second. So we're going to have to really up the pace into this second lap here, and we have had quite a significant tyre wear in this first lap, so another second lap like that, I'm not sure how much tyre wear we're going to have going into the final lap. We're going to have to try and take these corners slightly smoother and not brake too hard, but it's been quite good so far. I'm really happy how this bike's handled. We did have a lot of issues in qualifying, we did make a lot of adjustments, but I think, like I said in the first race, when you make adjustments and you see the difference it makes, you sort of know what you have to play with when you get certain issues. And so far, it doesn't feel unstable under braking, and it's a lot smoother around the corners. So I'm going to have to make sure I make a note of that going into the next few races, exactly what I need to adjust to get this bike to how I want to handle. But I think Marquez is just having a he's just overtaken Rossi, so I think we've got Lorenzo behind us. So there's a lot of battling going on behind us, but at the moment they're not affecting us. We're just trying to concentrate on our race, and we're coming towards the end of the second lap, and we're still leading the Grand Prix. This is absolutely brilliant, and we've managed to get to 0.7 of a gap, so we're actually going quite well and fast here. This should be a quick lap. Let's see what it's going to be. Hopefully it is. It's going to be probably around the 1:35 mark. I don't think that was quicker than our fastest lap in qualifying, but it does feel pretty quick. What's the time? Yes, it's a 1:35.2. That's absolutely brilliant going into this final lap. But our tyre wear, especially on that back tyre, is really low. So we're going to have to be really careful we don't over brake on that back wheel, because we don't want to slide out on this final lap. I can't believe I'm still leading this Grand Prix. I thought there would be a lot more challenging going on, because there's a lot of slow corners here and that's where they would gain me. But I'm absolutely flying on this circuit so far. I cannot grumble at the performance of this bike, and Cal Crutchlow could get his second podium finish and maybe a victory in the San Marino Grand Prix. But oh God, ran it a bit wide. I am feeling the grip slightly going on these tyres, but let's see if we can hold enough speed, because surely that's going to affect the others as well. But yeah, they've closed the gap a little bit there, had a bit of a slide there, so it's 0.4 going into the last section. But we're really going to nail it through this position, through this section. We're going to open that throttle and go as fast as we can. Right, we've got it up to nearly 160 mile an hour through there, really pushing it. Come on, let's try and win another Grand Prix in this custom championship. Last couple of corners, oh God, ran it on the curb a bit there, really struggling to brake. The back end's going to slide a bit, but the grip hasn't affected us on this third lap too much. And we're going to the final lap. I think there's enough of a gap to win this second race in this championship. I was a bit slow. It's really close. I think Rossi's just come around the corner. So Rossi's just behind us. Is he going to beat us to the line? No, he doesn't. So we get another win in this custom championship with Cal Crutchlow, and we take another 25 points. That is absolutely brilliant, and that was quite close. So Rossi was just behind us, only 0.1 of a second behind us, and Lorenzo got third. Oh, this is absolutely brilliant. So that's another 25 points in this championship, and that is just that is an absolutely perfect start, and I cannot complain. I can't believe how faultless that race was today. I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I'm pretty sure as this championship rolls on that the races are going to get a hell of a lot more challenging once we get some races with really tough weather conditions. We're going to see the tyre wear affect the races a hell of a lot more. Also, we're going to get occasions where our bike might have issues with it. We didn't see any engine failures, which was good in that race today, or any body effect from damage, but that will happen later in the championship. So I will hope to see you very soon for the next part. I hope, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. Let's try and get 20 likes on this video today, and I will see you very, very soon for the next part. Goodbye.